Hi everyone, my name is Fufu and I'm representing Group Fufu. In today's video, I'm going to present you about how to create an end-to-end pipeline with Databrick. And first, I will give an introduction about the Databrick, and then what is a pipeline, and then how to create an end-to-end pipeline with Databrick. This will include how to set up Azure Databrick and how to use the Databrick workspace to create the pipeline. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so now let's move on to the next section, which is to create the Databrick workspace. So now let's first navigate to the Azure portal. Okay, so typically you have to type portal Azure. And before this step, make sure that you already sign up for Microsoft Azure account. So we're gonna first create a resource group for our Databrick service. And at this first, navigate to the resource group page and then click the create, this one. Then we choose our subscription. Okay. And then type the name for our resource group. For this video, it should be Databrick tutorial. And then choose the region that is closest to you. For me, it is Southeast Asia. And then we can click review and create, this one. If the validation is passed, then you can click create. Okay, so you can see this Databrick tutorial, which is a resource group. And the subscription is Azure subscription, and the location is Southeast Asia. So let's gonna to create a Databrick workspace. So let's type Databrick. Okay, and click the Azure Databrick here. You can see that there's still there's no Databrick service, and we're going to create them. So let's click this button, click create Azure Databrick service. And then we have to fill the necessary information again. So we have to choose a subscription and choose a resource group that we just create, Databrick tutorial. And then the workspace name is the name of our workspace, Databrick workspace and demo. And choose the region to the same region as a resource group. And the pricing here, it should be, for this video, it should be trial, because it will be 14 days free. And then we're going to networking. No, just leave it right here. No, nothing to change, and then we're on create. If the validation is succeeded, then you can click create. Now we're going to wait for the deployment. Okay, so our deployment is complete. You can click go to resource here or here to go to the resource that we created. Okay, now so it's redirect to the Databrick workspace demo. that we just create. And you can click launch workspace here to launch the Databrick workspace. Other than that, you can read the documentation and getting started with the documentation here. So we don't have to sign in because it will automatically sign with their Azure account. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna use Python and SQL. Yeah. Okay. So now we can get into the Databricks workspace. And the first thing we need to do is to create the cluster, which is the computing unit of the workspace. So we can click new and cluster. The policy is unrestricted, and we're going to disable the auto scaling. And then right here we can change the cluster name, demo cluster. And you can specify the runtime here. It's okay. Set as default one. And for the working type, we're going to have only one worker. Okay. And we can click create cluster to create a cluster. So we have to wait until the cluster is start. After this, we will work on the notebook, but we will not focus on the coding because we want to focus on like how to create a pipeline. So you can see here, the workflow is the pipeline, is the page for the pipeline, and you can create a pipeline here. But first, we're going to create a notebook. Yeah. You can click new and notebook. Okay. So in the notebook, you can specify the name of the notebook here. And for the first one, it must be explore data. Yes. And you can specify the language of that will be used in this notebook. For this one, it will be Python. Okay. And you can see here that the demo cluster is green. It is a sign that this demo cluster is created and ready to run the code. Okay, so in this video, we're going to use a songs data, which is already available on the Databrick. Okay, here we're going to first explore how the data look like, and the data is also available in the Databrick. Let's see this one first. You can run this cells by using Shift Enter or click here and click run cells. So in this songs folder, there are README file and 2 datasets. And next we're going to read the README file first. um, uh, for this command, it will read the file that belongs to this path, and then it will read every line and join them and print. So we're going to delete this and empty, and we click run. Okay, so this is the information of this data set, and here are the header. Okay. Okay. For the data set, we are going to look at this one first. Look at the file, and it should be like this. Look at the data set. So actually, this data set is a folder that contains a header and then the data. Okay. So we're going to combine the data together. We're going to see what the data look like in each file. So we use the previous command, previous code, and we're going to change to be data and okay, so as you can see here, this data, some value in this data set is not a number, and each data is separated by a tab. Okay, so we have to clean this data first. Okay, so now we know what the data look like, and in the next step we'll ingest this data into the data lake so that it can be used in the Databrick. Okay, so let's first create a new notebook. We're going to name it ingest data, because we're going to inject the data into the data lake. Data lake is a storage in Azure. So we're going to create a table. Create table, no. We're going to ingest, so we're going to, so okay, it will be this code. Right. And we have to specify the file path and the table name that we're going to create. It will be anything. Okay, record this song record. Okay, and the checkpoint is a part of the directory in the database file system. And it will be temp pipeline Databrick tutorial pipeline tutorial. And checkpoint. and song data. Let's change this one to song data to be Databrick pipeline song data. This will be the table name in data lake. And this is the checkpoint part in the database file system, Databrick file system. Okay. Okay. So this refers to the cloud files, and this is a schema, and this indicates that the file format must be CSV, and it use tab as a separator, and it will write to this location, which is the checkpoint, and also to the table name, and to this table in the data lake. So let's click run. We'll wait for the command to run. This is a schema of our data, but we already know the header so that we can construct this schema by ourselves. Okay, so our code is already run, and we already ingest the data into the data lake. So in the next step, we're going to prepare the data so that we can filter out the unneeded column and adding a new field that we wanted. So let's create a new notebook and name it prepare data. Data. Okay. In this one, we're going to create a new table, which is an SQL, new SQL table. Because the data lake can be query. So the table that we create, let's see what it's. Is Databrick pipeline song data. Okay. So this is the final for our raw data, and then a new table name, Databrick pipeline prepared song data, and use the same name here. Okay, and then we're going to change the language of this notebook to be SQL. Confirm. Typically this command indicated language language that will be used in the cells. But we can, okay, delete it. So that it will be run with SQL. And then we're going to click run. Okay, so we already prepare our data because we already queried the column that we wanted. And also the timestamp that we process the data. And in the next step, we will analyze the data. So we're going to create a new notebook again. Okay, and we will name this notebook analyze data. Okay, so now we're going to analyze the data. Let's copy this code. In this query, we want to know which artist released the most song in each year. Okay. So we're going to change the prepared table songs name. Databrick pipeline prepared song data. Okay, and then let's run. Okay. And then the next analytic. We will query a song that is favorable for dancer, which will have a tempo between 100 and 140. So it will be this table. Okay, and then we're gonna click run. Okay, and we can see the results here. And now we have ingest data notebook and prepare data notebook, analyze data notebook. But in this notebook, we have to run by ourselves. In the next step, I'm going to tell you how we can run the notebook automatically. So we have to go to the workflows page in the left menu, go to the workflows, and we click. And then we're going to click create job. Okay. And I wanna add a name for my job here. It must be pipeline, Databrick, pipeline tutorial. Okay. And this is the first task, which will be ingest data. And then we have to choose the notebook, choose the type, which is the notebook, and then choose the notebook. So you have to select notebook, and then go to users. Okay. And then select our desired notebook, which is to ingest data from the database file system to the data lake. So click the ingest data and confirm. And we will select the cluster. We can use the demo cluster that we created. Okay, and we're gonna leave these parameters in default, and we're going to create. Now we have the first task. We're going to create the next one, which is prepare data. So you're going to we can click here, plus sign, and then notebook, and name it prepared song data. Select the type to be notebook, and source to be workspace, and select the path, users, our email, and then prepare data, then demo cluster. Okay, and then we're going to create task. And lastly, we're going to analyze. So new notebook again, plus sign, and notebook, and then name the notebook to be analyzed song data, and select the path to be the song notebook, to be the analyzed notebook, this one, and confirm demo cluster. And this depends on means that the analyzed song data will run after the prepare song data is run, is finished, execute it, and create task. Okay, so our pipeline is successfully created. We're going to try and run it. So we can click run now here. Run now to run all the pipeline. And we can go back to the workflows and click add job runs to see what job is running. So we can see that this Databrick pipeline is running, and it is launched manually, and it's still running. So we're going to wait until it is finished. Okay, so it is success. I can click here. Okay, so this is our output here and here. It will be the same as in the notebook because it is the same data. So one last thing about this pipeline is that our job here is still not run automatically. We have to click in order to run it. So we're going to automate it by setting a schedule. So we can click add schedule here, and select the trigger type to be schedule every day. So we're going to trigger it at 46, so that we don't have to wait for long. And then select your location. For me, it's Bangkok. I can show the cron syntax here as well. Okay, and now we're going to click save. Okay, and this update means that it is updated. And we're going to see if it's going to run at 7:46. Okay, so we can see that this job is running, and the launch time is by scheduler, indicate that it was run automatically. Okay, it is succeeded. So in the next step, we're going to delete the job that we run to clear our resources, and then you can delete the job here with the trash label. Next, we're going to delete our notebook. You can click the workspace and then click here. Click move to trash for all of the notebooks. Okay, sorry. Move to trash and confirm. Okay, so our notebook is deleted, but we have to delete it again in the trash as well. So we can click here and empty trash. In the next step, we're going to delete our cluster. So here we can click cluster and then terminate it. And then we can delete or start again if you want, but here we're going to delete. Okay, so our cluster is deleted. Next, we're going to delete our Databrick workspace. Okay, so we can close the Databrick tab and go into the Azure portal instead. And you can click version resource, which is Databrick workspace demo that we create in the first session. And then we can click delete here. Okay, so it is deleting. I guess we have to wait a little while. Going to also delete the resource group that we created, which is a Databrick tutorial. And we can click delete source group here. And we have to enter the name of the group, name of the resource group to delete. Databrick tutorial, and then delete, and then delete. Okay, so our resource group is deleted. And that ends for our tutorial. Bye-bye.